Special thanks to Patreon supporter Derek Frost Westbrook for making this video possible. Hello ladies and gentlemen, it's Q-5 here bringing you another Minecraft Cold War aircraft tutorial. In this tutorial, we go ahead and build the Nanchang Q-5. The Nanchang Q-5, known by the naval reporting name as Fantan, also known as the A-5 in its export versions, is a Chinese-built single-seat twin-jet engine and ground attack aircraft based on the Shenyang J6. The aircraft is primarily used for close air support. It was first introduced in the 1970s and served with a couple other air forces besides the People's Republic of China Air Force. It was used by Pakistan and Bangladesh, to name a few other countries, and served all the way up until 2017 until it was retired by the last Air Force to use it. So overall, pretty interesting aircraft. Did see a pretty good service life for it, and really has that Cold War era look to it in terms of its design and swept-back wings and all that stuff. You can definitely see the Russian influence, or the Soviet influence, I should say. But again, really cool aircraft, and should make a nice addition to any of your maps, especially if you're looking for a Chinese, solely Chinese-built aircraft, and not just some rip-off of the F-35 or something like that. Anyways, before we go and jump into this tutorial, though, I do want to go ahead and give special thanks to Patreon supporter Derek Frost Westbrook for making this tutorial possible. If you guys are interested in supporting the channel more, you already do, feel free to check my Patreon page. Link is always in my video descriptions, where you can go and play the small mod to the channel every month, and in doing so, earn a vehicle request of your choosing. Really helps support the work I do on my channel. It's really greatly appreciated, so definitely feel free to check that out. Again, link is in the description. The color we have the aircraft designed up in right here is the color scheme of the Chinese Air Force, so it is a kind of fully white colored aircraft. A lot of the other countries did have some kind of camouflage patterns or something on them, but since this is solely the Chinese version of it and not the export version, we went ahead and just did a full white color scheme on it. But you can see with the cockpit up here, all the front little details and stuff. This is a landed version for it, so you have a landed and in-flight version available in this tutorial. For the loadouts here, we do have some bombs, some dummy bombs here on the bottom of the aircraft, as well as some external fuel tanks, and then some air-to-air missiles for a little bit of, defensive capabilities. After that, though, we have our intakes behind our cockpit, obviously the rear here, the fuselage, and the swept-back wings. We then get to the tail, and you have the vertical stabilizer, the horizontal stabilizers, and really that's about it. Your two jet engines, and that's the aircraft. Pretty simple, pretty small-looking aircraft, and you can see up here as well, this is what it looks like in flight. So overall, pretty cool aircraft. Looks pretty nice and pretty sleek looking design for it. So really happy the way it came out, though. And with that, we'll go ahead and jump into our tutorial by beginning with our first layer, layer number 1. Alright guys, so go ahead and move into our first layers here. We're going to be going ahead and start with layers 1 and 2. A quick few things I want to mention if you're completely new to my aircraft tutorials is the way I like to structure these tutorials. I like to do half on camera, half off. What this means is we'll be building the entire center line of the aircraft and then the right side, and it'll be up to you guys to take the right side and copy it over to the left side. For the most part, the aircraft is completely symmetrical on both sides. There is, I think, one or two slight differences between the two aircraft or between the two sides, and we'll talk about those a little bit more in greater detail once we get to those points. However, for the tutorial, unless set otherwise, whatever we do on one side will be done to the other. And in addition, if you want to build the landed version of the aircraft, we will be going ahead and modifying the in-flight version to have the landing gear. So you do want to make sure you build this a certain height off the ground. We'll go ahead and talk about that real quick here. If you do want to build this landed, you will want to make sure that layer 1 here, so it's basically just going to be the bombs that we have here, are basically sitting basically a half slab up from the ground level. You can see their top slabs there, and you can see layer 2 here is just the second layer up from the ground level. So you want something that looks like this here. Kind of might be easy just to build 2 blocks up, and then we can go and kind of start from there. But you want that to be set up so that your aircraft will sit properly when we go back and add the landing gear. If you're building this in flight, obviously that doesn't really matter for you guys, so you can just build this however how you want. Just make sure you're not going to run into a height limit or anything. With that, though, let's get started. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to place down 2 iron trapdoors, and notice they're going to be on the side, the top side here of this layer, and they're not going to be like on top here like so. They're going to be like that. So you want to make sure you have 2 of those iron trapdoors. We're going to go then take smooth quartz. Throughout this build, we will be using smooth quartz only. If I do mention quartz, I am referring to smooth quartz. Just note that you want to use smooth quartz because it's a lot smoother and obviously looks a lot better for the aircraft. It doesn't have all those harsh lines separating the blocks, so just make sure you're using smooth quartz throughout the build. Anyways, once with that out of the way, we're going to go and build our row of quartz top slabs here. This is going to be a total of 16 top slabs in total, and then 2 iron trapdoors on the end of those 2 slabs. After that, going out to the sides, we're going to go and go to the second quartz top slab from the front. So you can decide which way you want your aircraft facing. We're going to have our aircraft face this way. So we're going to place down an iron trapdoor coming off the second quartz top slab right here. We're going to go then place down a row of 1, 2, and 3 of quartz top slabs back. They're going to place down 2 quartz ups and down stairs, 2 quartz top slabs, then 2 diorite walls, and then one iron trapdoor after that. We're going to go then build back to the iron trapdoor here. And we're going to go ahead and come off the iron trapdoor with a quartz upside down stair like so. A second stair back, and then 1 and 2 quartz top slabs after that. Once we have that done, going back up to the front here, we're going to take our iron trapdoors. We're going to place down 1, 2, 3, 4 iron trapdoors. So the first one coming off this one, and then we have 3 back. So it looks like that there. After that's done, we want to go ahead and add our bombs onto the bottom here. So bombs pretty simple. We're going to use dark prismarine. We're going to place down a row of 2 of prismarine on the bottom of these 2 stairs, a zombie head on both ends, and we then want to go ahead and just take a dark oak sign, and we're going to place it down on the side here of those slabs like so. We're going to go do the same thing back here, so 2 top slabs underneath these walls, zombie head on both ends, and we're going to go ahead and place down a dark oak sign on the side of those slabs. With that all done though, that is going to wrap up everything we have for the fuselage, and at this point in time we're going to start building out to the sides here. So with that cleared up, we're going to go ahead and build out to the sides to go ahead and kind of set up our pylons or our armaments that are going to be on the pylons for our wings. We're going to go ahead and start off by going ahead and going to this quartz top slab, so right after these 2 quartz ups and down stairs, and we're going to build a row of 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks out to the side. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to go ahead and place down a smooth quartz full block, a skeleton skull, and then we're going to go ahead and place down 2 more quartz blocks back. We want to go ahead and also place down an iron trapdoor that's going to go underneath this middle block. And after we have that done, we want to go ahead and then place down 2 pistons underneath these 2. So just like this. And if you do not have access to a debug stick, and that's going to be only for Java players, I would recommend placing down a quartz full block and then a quartz top slab rather than 2 pistons. So that's kind of a good alternative to what we're doing here. So again, you can have the 2 pistons if you're on Java. If not, then I would place down a quartz full block and top slab like that instead in that place right there. After those 2 pistons, we're going to go and then place down 2 quartz top slabs back. And we then want to go and place down a birchwood fence gate on both sides of this last top slab, like so. After that's all done, we're going to go ahead and then go off of this fence gate right there. And we're going to go ahead and place down a block, like so. And we're going to go and place down a quartz top slab that goes back. We're going to go then delete this block on both sides of this top slab. We're going to go and place down a fence gate like so. We then want to go ahead and place down a row of 2 of end rods going forward, followed by another quartz top slab, like so. And a skeleton skull here on the very front. Just like that, and that right there is going to basically create your missiles there for the sides, and you have your drop tanks or your external fuel tanks right there as well, mounted on the underside of the wings. Anyways, though, that right there is going to conclude everything we have for layers 1 and 2, and again, here is an aerial overview of what it should look like from the top-down view. With that all complete though, we'll be going ahead and moving on to our next layer, which will be layer number 3. Moving into our next layer, we have layer number 3. For layer 3 to go ahead and get started with here, we're going to go to the top of this iron trapdoor here, so this very front one, and we're going to place down a smooth quartz block on top of it. We then want to place down 1 and 2 blocks forward. We're going to go ahead and then place down 2 pistons that are going to be upside down like so. Again, if you do not have access to a debug stick on Java, or rather, sorry, if you're not on Java and you don't have a debug stick, then you'll want to go ahead and place down a quartz full block and a quartz top slab instead of these 2 pistons. Anyways, after that though, we're going to go ahead and place down a quartz top slab on the end here, and then an iron trapdoor like so for the front. Going back to this quartz block, we're going to go ahead and then build a row of quartz full blocks back from it. This is going to go back a total of 21 blocks, and should end right between these 2 quartz top slabs from the previous layer. With that complete, we're going to go ahead and then place down 2 upside down pistons. Instead of the pistons, again, an alternative would be a quartz full block and a quartz top slab instead. After that, we're going to place down a quartz top slab and then an iron trapdoor for the rear. With that done, going back up to the front here, we're going to go ahead and place down a birchwood fence gate, and that's going to be on the left side. So I'd recommend doing that right now. So on the side of the piston here, where it's a quartz full block, you're going to place down a fence gate. You're going to have an item frame and a snowball in the item frame facing forward. Over here on the right side, it's going to be a skeleton skull. So there is that difference there, so just make sure you take that into account for both sides there, what we have going on the front. After that though, both sides are going to be symmetrical again, so we're going to have a skeleton skull on both sides here, then 1, 2, 3, 4 direct walls back, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, or rather, I went a little too far here, so let me go and just get a good count here on how far we're supposed to go. So we're going to have a total of 15 quartz full blocks. We then have our upside down quartz stairs, so we're going to place down 1 and 2 upside down stairs, then 1, 2, 3, 4 quartz top slabs, and we then want to go ahead and place down a sign coming off the side here of this first top slab, and also this slab right here, we're going to go and turn to a full block. So we're just going to go and swap that over to a full block, like so. Or actually, rather, a upside down stair. So it's going to be upside down stair like that to the sides there. After we have that done, we're going to go and continue working our way out to the side here by placing down a black concrete block on top of the second iron trapdoor here, as well as an iron trapdoor on top of this one here. We're going to go back from it, 2 quartz full blocks, then 2 direct walls, then 2 white stained glass panes, then 2 iron trapdoors. We then want to place down a skeleton skull on the third block back from the trapdoors, so to the side here, and then we're going to place down 1 skeleton skull coming off that going forward. After we have that done, we're going to pretty much focus our sole attention now to the wings and all that. So on the side here, we're going to go and place down 1, 2, and 3 iron trapdoors along the side of the intakes here. Now, if you do not have access to a debug stick here, so we'll use the command /give @p Minecraft :debug _stick. By using this command here, we'll get this glowing stick. What we can do here is we can left click the trapdoors until we get selected, open, false, then right click them to actually set them to open so that they actually sit flat on the side there and help form our intakes there for our jet engines. Now, an alternative is to use birchwood trapdoors, again, if you cannot manually close these trapdoors like I'm able to here. So just keep that in mind, you can use birchwood trapdoors as well as an alternative. Anyways, after that though, we're going to go ahead and place down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 iron trapdoors back. We're going to go ahead and place down an iron trapdoor, come out this third one here, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 back. We're going to go ahead and then place down a iron trapdoor, come off this second one, or rather this third one here, and we're going to go back 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 back like so. We also want to go ahead and grab ourselves some quartz top slabs. We're going to place down 2 quartz top slabs in this space here, so 1, 2, a skeleton skull going forward from that, and we're going to place down birchwood signs on the side here, those 2 top slabs. After that, we're going to go to this iron trapdoor here. So the second one, we're going to place down an iron trapdoor like that to the side. We then want to go ahead and place down 2 direct walls. So we're going to place down 1 and 2 on top of those pistons. And then behind that, we're going to go and place down 2 quartz slabs like that for the back there of that drop tank. With that done, we're going to go and continue out to the sides here by going off this direct wall of iron trapdoor. We're going to go ahead and then go back 1, 2, and 3 more, so you have a total of 4. After that, we're going to place down an iron trapdoor, come off the second one here. We're going to go then place down 2 direct walls here, and then 1 more iron trapdoor going back like that. We're also going to place down an iron trapdoor, come off the side of this direct wall, 1 back, and then a second one like that to go ahead and form our wings like so. As you can see, the wings look a little rough here because we don't have our top layer on them just yet, but this is what it should look like from the top-down view with this layer all complete. One thing also on the back here I just noticed is that we do actually want to place down an iron trapdoor after this quartz top slab, so just make sure that gets translated there to the back, and obviously don't forget this one difference here on the front. Anyways, though, with that all complete, that's going to wrap up everything we have there for layer number 3, and with that, let's move on to layer number 4. Moving on to our next layer here, we have layer number 4. For layer 4 to go ahead and get started with here, we're going to go and go to this iron trapdoor in the front. We're going to place down a quartz slab on top of it, an end rod and chain going forward like so. Behind that quartz slab, we'll place down a piston. If you do not have access to a debug stick, again, we'll place down a quartz stair instead, which will be sitting here like this on the side of that piston. We're going to go then place down 1, 2, 3, 4 quartz full blocks, then a row of black concrete. This is going to be a row of 4. This right here is going to close off the cockpit. If you do want to have a cockpit space, you can leave this row of 4 open and try to put one in. There isn't a lot of space to work with, so we're going to go and just go without a cockpit like we normally do with my aircraft tutorials. We're just going to leave that with black concrete. After that, though, we're going to go ahead and place down a row of smooth quartz. This is going to go back a total of 19 blocks. Then we're going to go ahead and place down a block of netherite, a polished black stone wall, and then a black stained glass pane on the very end there. After that, out to the sides here, we're going to go ahead and begin by placing down a skeleton skull coming off the side of the piston, followed by 2 white stained glass panes back, and then a row of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these direct walls. We're going to go then place down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19 quartz full blocks back. And right here, you can kind of choose on what you want to do here. So for our aircraft, for the in-flight version, obviously you probably want the engines on. So what we would do here is we would place down a glowstone block and then an orange stained glass block to kind of show the engines are on. If you want to have this landed and the engines turned off, you can use a block of coal or black concrete, whatever you want, just a dark colored block to kind of close off, or to put in this space here and kind of make it look like the engine is turned off. So those are a couple options for you, but for the sake of both sides here being the same, we're going to go and just do our glowstone for the engines to look like they're on. We're going to go and then take our iron trapdoors. We're going to place it on the side here of these two blocks. We're also going to place down an iron trapdoor that is going to go on top of this one here to both sides and then out to the side here. We then want to go ahead and use our debug stick here again. And we're going to go and manually close these trapdoors on the outside. Again, you can use birchwood trapdoors as an alternative to what we did here. We're going to go then place down 2 more iron trapdoors right here. Then we're going to place down 1, 2, 3, and 4 back. And we then want to place down 1, 2, and 3. Like so. We're going to go and place down 1 out to the side and 1 back like that for our horizontal stabilizers. With that though, we're going to go and then place down a row of 1, 2, and 3 of end rods going forward. So it's going to look just like that for the horizontal stabilizers, or at least for right now. Going back up to the front here for our intakes, we're going to place down an iron trapdoor here. Black concrete block behind it. We're going to place down iron trapdoors on the side of those 2 blocks there. And we're going to use our debug stick here again to close them like that. Lamp file on the side. Again, birchwood trapdoors as an alternative. We're going to build back 2 smooth quartz blocks, followed by 2 direct walls. And then after those direct walls, we're going to place down 1 and 2 quartz stairs. After that, a quartz slab. And then we're going to place down a daylight detector and make sure you turn it to that night mode like so. After that's all complete, we're going to take skeleton skulls. We're going to place down 1, 2 along the side here. And then we're going to place down iron trapdoors, 1, 2. And again, you can turn these, or you can set these flat here like so, using our debug stick, and they can be birchwood trapdoors, again, as an alternative. Continuing on, we're going to go ahead and place down a daylight detector, which is going to be coming off this iron trapdoor here. We're going to turn that to night mode, and we're going to place down a wither skeleton skull that goes forward from it, like so. We then want to place down a row of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 smooth quartz slabs back, and then 1, 2 daylight detectors, which will turn to night mode. We're going to go then place down a daylight detector here, turn this to night mode as well. We're going to go and build back 2 quartz slabs, and then we're going to build 1, 2, 3, 4 daylight detectors, and again turn these to night mode. After that, we're going to place down a daylight detector here, turn that to night mode, and then we're going to go back 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and again these will all be turned to the night setting like so. After that, we're going to go ahead and then place down a quartz slab here. We're going to follow this up with a row of 1, 2, and 3 of direct walls. And after those direct walls, we're going to go and then place down a quartz slab here on the end, and also an iron trapdoor on top of this one here. We then want to place down a row of 1 and 2 of iron trapdoors. We're going to go and then grab ourselves an acacia wood trapdoor, and we're going to place down an acacia wood trapdoor, and then another iron trapdoor here. We then want to go and grab ourselves some white carpet and some red carpet. We're going to place down a white carpet here, and actually, sorry, rather it's going to be a white carpet on top of this wall here, then a red carpet, and then a white carpet like so. Or rather, actually, it's going to be a white carpet on top of that iron trapdoor, so I was right, and then an iron trapdoor right here after it, so it should look like that there. And then we're just going to place down 3 white carpets on the wingtip like so. And with that all done right there, that is going to wrap up what we have there for this layer structurally wise. We can also go ahead and go to the front here, and we can take our debug stick for Java players, and we can just go ahead and right click these, or first off we'll left click the pistons here until we get the prompt selected, the extended false pop up, and we'll just go ahead and right click it to true, and it will actually get rid of that wood portion there for the pistons. What that does for us is it helps us kind of use the pistons here as shaping to kind of get our shape a little bit better here for the fuselage of the aircraft, and also our drop tanks and all that stuff. So that is what we're using the pistons for. And also, in addition to that, I do want to go ahead and cover that. For some reason these are open. That we can also do a trick up here in the front. So up here in the front we have this little kind of instrument or something that pops off the side here. Now if you are not on Java and don't have a debug stick, you can place down a skeleton skull and then a chain going forward from it. That's going to be coming off this first wall here. Well, that's definitely something that looks decent. You can go ahead and kind of make this look a little bit better by using a tripwire hook. And to do this, we're going to go ahead and build a space off from this wall. So we have a space between the wall and this block. We're going to place down a tripwire hook on the side of that block. We're going to left click it with the debug stick until we get selected facing, and then we're going to go and right click it until it basically rotates and collects up to our wall. Your directions may be a little bit different depending on what version or what direction you have the aircraft facing, so again, just keep that in mind. You may need to rotate it a little bit more than I did, but you want to rotate it so it looks like it connects up to the side of the walls, and you have those instruments there on both sides there of the fuselage. Anyways though, that right there is going to wrap up that, and we do want to cover one section here, which is going to be these banners for this Chinese symbol here on the side of the aircraft. So I'm going to go and grab the necessary materials for that, and I'll see you guys here shortly to make the banner. Alright guys, so when it comes to the banners here, they're really simple to make. You're going to need a white banner, red banner, 3 red die, 1 yellow die, 6 white die, and the banner pattern. This is going to be the flower charge. To get started with here, we're going to go ahead and go into our loom. We're going to place our white banner and our yellow die. We're going to go ahead and select this brick pattern, so it looks basically like this. You'll grab that banner, put it back into the loom. We're going to go ahead and then place down 1 red die in the loom as well. We're going to go ahead and do a red stripe that goes through the center like so. Then our next die we're going to use is white die. We're going to go and do a line that goes horizontally across the top third of the banner, and then a line that goes horizontally across the bottom third like that. So it should create a banner that looks like this. That right there will be the one banner we need to make, and we have one more left to go. We're going to start off with a red banner. We're going to put it into our loom along with our white die. We're going to go and then do a line that's going to go horizontally across the center here like so. We're going to go and then grab that banner, put it back into the loom, remove our red die, put our banner pattern in the loom as well as our red die. We're going to go ahead and create a symbol. It looks like this here. We're going to grab that banner, put it back into our loom, remove the red die, and remove the banner pattern. We're going to place our white die back in. We want to go and do a line that goes horizontally across the top like so. We'll grab that banner, put it back into the loom, remove your white die, place your red die in. We're going to go and do a diamond in the center here like so. So you create the top portion of the star. We're going to grab that banner again, put our white die back in, and we want to go ahead and then do the triangle that comes up from the bottom here like so. And then lastly, we're going to go ahead and do the horizontal line that goes across the bottom here of the banner like that. And once we have that done, we have basically these banners designed. And all you need to do now is go ahead and go to the side of this section here. We're going to go and start with the striped banner here, the star banner and the striped banner, and it'll be the same thing there on both sides to go ahead and create that logo there for the Chinese Air Force. With that out of the way though, that is going to wrap up everything we have there for layer 4, and with that we'll be moving on to layer number 5. Alright guys, moving into our next layer, we have layer number 5. For layer 5 to start off with, we're going to place down an iron trapdoor on top of this quartz block here. So the second one. We're going to go then place down a daylight detector. We'll turn that to night mode, and then a quartz slab right behind that. We then want to place down a row of 4 of black stained glass full blocks, and then a row of smooth quartz. This here is going to be a total of 6 blocks. We're going to go ahead and then place down a row of pistons. So this right here is going to be a row of 6 of pistons. Again, if you do not have access to a debug stick, instead of the pistons here, you can go and just place down 6 more quartz full blocks instead as an alternative. After those though, we're going to go ahead and place down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 quartz full blocks all the way back, ending on top of that polished black stone wall, followed by a diorite wall, and then a skeleton skull coming off that diorite wall. After that's done, going back up to the front here, we're going to go ahead and place down a skeleton skull at a slight angle on top of this wall, like that, followed by a black stained glass pane, a birchwood fence post, and then 2 black stained glass panes after that. We then want to place down 2 diorite walls, followed by 1 and 2 quartz stairs, 1, 2, 3 quartz slabs. Then we're going to place down another quartz stair, like this to the side. We're going to go back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 quartz slabs. We're going to go ahead and switch to our daylight detectors. We're going to place down 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 daylight detectors, which will turn to the night mode, like so. On the very end here, also on the side of this diorite wall, we're going to go ahead and place down a birchwood sign to both sides. We then want to place down 2 iron trapdoors here. Then we're going to place down 2 daylight detectors again, turn those to night mode, and then an iron trapdoor here on the very end. After that, we're going to go ahead and place down 1, 2, 3, 4 these iron trapdoors here, 1 out to the side like so. And then we want to go and take our white carpet and place it down the remaining 4 iron trapdoors here on the back. So like that. With that done, we're going to go and continue working our way out to the sides here. We're going to place down a white carpet on top of this iron trapdoor here. And we then want to place down an iron trapdoor here on top of this black concrete block. Now over here on the left side, we're going to go ahead and place down a iron trapdoor. However, on the right side, we want to go ahead and place down a birchwood fence post that goes like this. And going up from the fence post, we're going to go ahead and grab an end rod, and we're just going to go ahead and kind of build up and back at an angle like so. And that's going to be over here on the right side. So a little bit of difference there. Just make sure that that gets translated across both sides like so. But anyways, after we have that done, we're going to go ahead and place down 2 daylight detectors, turn those to night mode, then taking our skeleton skulls, we're going to place down 1, 2, and then 1 at a slight angle like that going back. And that right there is going to pretty much wrap that up there. Last thing we have to do here is we're going to go and go to this quartz slab here. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and your 5th one back. We're going to place down a skeleton skull coming off the side of that slab, and then one skeleton skull coming off that skeleton skull forward. So it's going to look like this here from the top-down view. At this point in time, also, we'll take our debug stick here for Java players, and we'll go ahead and take our pistons, and we'll get rid of the wood across the top there of the pistons. And with that, that's going to wrap up everything we have there for layer 5. And with that, we'll be going ahead and moving into probably actually our last 5 layers of the build, so we can just go ahead and wrap up the tutorial. But with that, let's go ahead and move on into our last final layers. Alright guys, moving into our next layers, we have basically our final layers here, which would be layers 6, 7, 8, and 9. So with that, going ahead and getting started with here, we're going to place down a birchwood button on top of this black stained glass block here. Then we're going to place down a daylight detector back, turn to night mode, 2 nether brick slabs, and then 2 more daylight detectors again, turn to that night mode, followed by 2 iron trapdoors. After that's done, that's it for our front. We're going to go ahead and focus our attention now to the rear tail. We're going to go ahead and go back to our 3rd quartz full block. We're going to place down a quartz slab on top of it, followed by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 quartz full blocks back. We're going to then go up to our 2nd quartz full block. We're going to place down a quartz slab on top of that, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 quartz full blocks back from that, and then a white stained glass pane. We're going to go then again go up to our 2nd quartz full block, go up a quartz slab, then 1, 2, 3, 4 quartz full blocks back. We're going to go ahead and again go to our 2nd quartz full block, quartz slab up, 2 quartz full blocks back, and then a white stained glass pane there on the very end to go ahead and create your tail, which looks just like this. We're going to go then take our birchwood buttons. We're going to place down a button here on the side, then one like this, and then a second one up like that, and then one right here. We'll also take our white banner, and we can also put our white banner here on the side of the tail there for our red star, or kind of marking there on the aircraft like that. And once you have that all done right there, that is going to pretty much wrap up the in-flight version here for this aircraft. One thing I do want to cover also for Java players, again, a little bit of a thing we can do for just a little bit better detail around the cockpit. We can actually go ahead and left-click the glass panes here, and we can actually change the direction they actually connect up to. So this might take some playing around with, but if you go ahead and press F3 and look in the direction you want to have this glass pane go, so this glass pane here, like this, we want it to go ahead and connect up to the fence post or look like it does, so we want it to go this way. So if you look that way, in the direction it would go, you can look at that your 2nd paragraph there, your 4th line says facing north. So we can go ahead and left click this glass pane here until we get selected north pop up, and then we can just right click it and it'll extend backwards. This glass pane here is just going to be the opposite, so we go ahead and do south and it'll go forward as well. So again, it kind of just depends on the orientation of your aircraft, but it's a nice way to kind of connect these glass panes and look this area, make this area look a little bit more fleshed out instead of having those gaps there. But just a small little minor thing that you guys can go ahead and do. Nothing that's really going to be game-changing or really change the aircraft totally altogether. But that right there is going to wrap up the in-flight version here for the Nanchang Q-5. At this point in time, we will be going ahead and moving on to doing the landing gear. So for those of you that do want to build the landing version, we will be going ahead and covering that as well. So with that, let's go ahead and move on to the landing gear. Alright guys, so going ahead and moving into our landing gear. To go ahead and get started with here, we'll be going ahead and beginning for our front wheels. For our front wheels here, we'll be going ahead and going down to this section right here, the aircraft. We're going to go ahead and delete these 2 quartz top slabs and this iron trap door. We're going to go ahead and also delete these 2 quartz full blocks, or sorry, the 3 right above here. In its place, we're going to place down a stone slab, then an andesite wall, and then another stone slab in front of it. We're going to go and drop down from the stone slab with a birchwood fence post, and then we're going to go down from the fence post and back, and we're going to place down a block of coal. We're also going to place down a lever, coming off the block of coal facing forward like so, and we'll use this banner design here, which is really simple. It's a green banner, a black border, and a black line horizontally through the center to place on the side there of the the block of coal to go ahead and create our rims there for the wheels. After that though, we want to go ahead and then take our direct walls. We're going to go ahead and replace this iron trapdoor here with a direct wall, as well as one more forward like so. And then we're just going to place down 2 quartz upside down stairs underneath those direct walls there for the doors that would open up for the landing gear. And that right there is it for the forward landing gear. And that is going to wrap up what we have there for that. And we'll now move on to the rear landing gear. Moving into our rear landing gear, it's also really simple to do. We're going to be going ahead and going to the back here, there, this section right here. And we want to go ahead and replace this iron trapdoor here and this one right here. In its place, we're going to go ahead and place down a quartz or smooth quartz upside down stair here, as well as a andesite wall right here. We're going to go ahead and drop down from the andesite wall with a quartz stair, and then a second stair back from it, as well as 2 polished blackstone walls on the bottom of these quartz stairs. We'll go ahead and grab our debug stick here again if you're using the piston method here, and we will fix those pistons as they will revert back to their original state because we did update the blocks next to them. But you'll do the same thing there for both sides, and you'll have your landing gear complete there for the side, or for the wings. With that all complete though, that's going to wrap up my tutorial here for the Q5, or the Nanchang Q5. Hopefully you guys do enjoy this tutorial and are able to put it to good use. If you do end up using this build, I do ask that you guys give me proper credit for it. This can be anything from a sign of the build, link to my channel, or this video if this does appear on any social media sites. As long as you guys give me proper credit for it, you're free to use it for projects you guys are working on. Overall, enjoy the build, have fun with it, all that fun stuff. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Anyways, again, a big special thanks to Patreon supporter Derek Frost Westbrook for making this tutorial possible. And as always, feel free to check out my Patreon page. Link is always in my video descriptions. And thank you guys again so much for watching. As always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. This has been Gary 2x4, and I'll see you guys next time.